I move out on September 9th. My wife has booked us a cruise for October and is still picking excursions. Let me back up. I'm 41. She's 39. We've been married 11 years, together for 14. And the decision to leave is the hardest thing I've ever made, not because I'm angry, but because I'm not. There was no affair, no screaming. Nobody threw anything. What happened between us was quieter than that, and somehow that's made it worse to explain. Somewhere around year 7, we stopped being two people and became a very efficient household. We got good at logistics. We could get through an entire week only talking about the dishwasher, the car insurance, whose turn it was to call her mother. I used to know what she was thinking before she said it. Then one day I realized I hadn't asked her a real question in months, and she hadn't asked me one either, and neither of us had noticed. We were roommates who happened to share a bed and a last name. I brought it up more than once. I suggested counseling 2 years ago and she agreed, and we went 4 times, and then the appointments just quietly stopped getting scheduled and neither of us fought to bring them back. That's the part that told me everything. When something matters, you fight the calendar for it. We didn't. We let it dissolve because dissolving was easier than sitting in a room and saying out loud what we already knew. I told her in June. I sat her down at the kitchen table on a Tuesday night, and I told her I loved her, but I couldn't keep pretending this was a marriage instead of a lease. I told her I'd found an apartment and I'd move out after the summer so we had time. I watched her face the whole time. She nodded. She said she understood. She said maybe it was for the best. And then she got up and started wiping down the counter that was already clean, and I knew she hadn't taken in a single word, because 2 weeks later she booked a cruise. It's a 7-day thing out of Miami in October. She forwarded me the confirmation like she used to forward me flight details, subject line just the booking number, no message. I called her and said gently that I didn't think we should be planning a vacation together right now. She said the deposit was non-refundable. She said we could figure it out later. She said it like later was a place we were still both going. So now this is my life. She leaves me tabs open on the laptop for the excursions. There's a snorkeling one and a rum distillery tour and one where you swim with stingrays. And she's been narrowing it down for a week, asking me which I'd prefer. Last night at 9 p.m., she came into the living room and asked if I'd rather do the catamaran day or the beach club day. And I said the catamaran because I couldn't make myself say the other thing again. I couldn't watch her wipe another clean counter. I've started packing in the room I use as an office where she doesn't go much. Just books so far. I put them in liquor store boxes a few at a time so the shelves don't empty all at once and force a conversation. I move the full boxes to the trunk of my car at night. I'm leaving on September 9th, whether she's ready or not, because I've learned that waiting for her to be ready is the exact thing that ended us. Here's what I understand now that I didn't in June. She's not confused. She's not in denial about the facts. She knows I'm leaving. The cruise isn't her forgetting. It's the only way she knows how to say she doesn't want me to go, because we stopped being people who could just say that to each other years ago. Booking a vacation for October is her asking me to stay in the only language we had left, which was logistics. And the terrible thing is, I understand it perfectly because it's the same language I used when I answered a question about a catamaran instead of telling her the truth again. I don't know what she'll do on September 9th. I don't know if she'll cry or help me carry boxes or just wipe the counter. I've thought about it every night and I still can't picture it. The cruise leaves October 14th. My lease starts the 1st. There are 26 days between those 2 dates where I'll be gone, and she'll still probably be picking excursions, and I can't decide if that's the saddest thing I've ever heard or just the most honest thing she's ever done. I paid the balance on the cruise this morning. I don't know why. I think I wanted to give her the one thing I still could. I never told her the catamaran was the one I actually wanted.